Hi guys, are you struggling analysing sources for your IB history exam? No worries. With over 10 years of experience of being an IB history teacher and getting my students great grades, I'm here to help you. Hi, I'm Marianne from the Cunning History Teacher, so come on, let's go. So here we are, how to analyse a political cartoon. What is the message of? This is question 1, part B of the IB paper 1 examination. So what source are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at a Nazi propaganda poster for the film The Eternal Jew. The film was presented to the German public as a documentary. Okay, so it wasn't just for entertainment, it was for education. Released the 28th of November of 1940, so we've already started into World War II. The film's initial German title was The Wandering Jew. What is the message of source A? So what should you do first? So when you first see the image, acknowledge how you feel. Do you feel angry? Do you feel sad? Do you feel happy, hatred, love, or do you have another emotion? This is really great to acknowledge how you are feeling because it gives you a great indication of what the message of the source is. So what is making you feel that way? Is it the facial expression, on this man here? Is it the stance, the way that he is standing? Is it the colors? So you've got sort of red here, and that can symbolize blood or something sort of scary. Is it the wording? Now, I know that this is in German, but we can look at the font, and the font sort of gives us an idea that it's not sort of like a happy, bubbly sort of thing that we're looking at. So what can you see? Now, this is what you should be thinking about to yourself, okay? Just describe exactly what you see. Don't make things up. Don't make a story. Just acknowledge what you see. So let's break it down. So this is what I can see. So I can see an elderly man, he's hunched over and his eyes are closed, which I thought was a little weird. Why are you sort of standing in front of somebody with your eyes closed? He's wearing a long black coat. So for me, I felt a bit scared that he's hiding something. It's not a very friendly sort of looking man. He has a Jewish hat on, so that gives me the idea that he is Jewish. He has something in his hands. So to me, that looks like gold coins. Now, Jewish people in Germany at that time were seen as money lenders. So that's why I feel that he actually has gold coins. Other people think there's a few other different things he has in his hands. Maybe he's offering the money to somebody. Maybe he's begging for more, or he's just showing that he has money. It could also mean that maybe he's selling out Germany, okay? He has a whip in his hand here, okay? So that's a whip, so you can see by the knots there. And a whip, why would someone have a whip in their hand? So to me, that is cruelty. He has a piece of land, okay? So this is a map here of the Soviet Union. Now, remember in 1917, you had the Bolshevik revolution there. So you have communism there. And we know that it is also communism because you've got the hammer and the sickle here, which is a sign of the Soviet Union and communism. Okay, so as I mentioned before, you got the red Gothic sort of scary font, and it is, if you know Hebrew, these are sort of how the letters of Hebrew are written, okay, even though it is in German. So how do you write a message of answer for the IB? So in the IB, this is a 2-mark question. Okay, this means that you need to have 2 distinct answers. Do not write the same thing, just in different wording. Okay, make sure that they're as distinct as possible. The time to spend on this question should only be 5 minutes. It needs to be really quick and to the point. Question 1, A and B total up to 5 marks. But the according to question, which is the 1A of the IB question in paper 1, is worth 3 marks. So you want to spend as little as possible on this question. Now, You should only write about 2 to 4 sentences in length, okay? It doesn't need to be long. Please don't write an introduction or a conclusion. You must use evidence to support your answer. So try to incorporate the evidence within your answer, okay? So you are not writing lots and lots of sentences. Do not write a paragraph. You just don't have time, and it's not worth it. Just get your answers out. If you use words from the poster or the political cartoon or whatever you're looking at, always put them in quotation marks. This signals to the marker that you are using direct evidence from the source, okay, which you must do. So your first sentence needs to state what you are answering. And what I mean by this is just write something simple like the message of source A is, and then when you're using your evidence, you would say which can be seen with, or something to that effect. In your second sentence, you could just start it off with another message is, and then don't forget to use your evidence by saying which is seen by, or the second message of source A is, or something that's very, very clear. Okay, you need to clearly answer the question, and it's your job to ensure the marker can clearly see what your answers are. Now, I've put in there that they are tired, and I'm talking about the marker. Okay, they've got to mark 100 of these papers, okay, not just yours, and they're working full time, so they're doing it after school, they're doing it on weekends, they're doing it during the lunch breaks. They're tired. You don't want them to miss anything. I'm not saying that they're going to miss things, but you want to ensure that they don't. Okay, you want every single grade you possibly can get, correct? So what is an appropriate answer for this question? So I've just written up something here. Yours might be slightly different, and that's fine. One thing to remember is as long as you're using evidence to support your answer, you should be able to get a mark, okay? Do not worry about the person sitting next to you, that they've written something else different, because there's quite a lot of different answers that can be given that are correct. So don't worry about that. Just worry about yourself, what you can see, and make sure that you format your question correctly. So I've written here that the message of source A is that it portrays Jewish men as cruel. One can tell he's Jewish as seen by the Jewish cap on his head, and that's your evidence there. And his cruelty can be seen with a whip in his hand. Another message of the source is that the Jewish man is a communist, which can be seen with the hammer and sickle sign on the map tucked under his arm. As I mentioned, there are other options that you could have had. So don't stress about having a different answer, okay? As long as you have evidence, you'll be fine. So you could have used that the Jewish man is evil as seen by the black cloak, which is a sign of hiding something. He is dishonest as seen with his eyes closed while putting his hand out to the person in front of him that's not wanting to look the person in the eye. And in Western culture, we expect people when they're looking at us to look us in the eye. That Jewish men are evil could be another example, as the red demonic font gives the viewer a feeling of unease and fright. Okay, so they're all different options that you could have had in your answer. So that was it. Pretty easy, right? If you found this film helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe and hit that bell button, then you can get alerted whenever there's new videos. You can leave a comment down below as well and let me know of any videos you'd like me to do. I'll also put a link to the resource that I use in today's film, and you can download that for free. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.